Yes. Is it all clear? Volume, sound, everything? Check once. Yeah, this is part 2. You name it. Last we have done is the process costing. Aja. Process costing, we have solved the question for the equivalent process costing. Continuing the same now. Yeah. Okay. Next is a very nice question of the joint cost and byproduct and all. Let me see. Calculations are there, but if we can do it in writing. Equivalent process costing you do. If you have any doubt, you can always ask. पूछ सकते हैं आप बिल्कुल. Three products are there, XYZ along with a byproduct B are obtained again in a crude. Yeah. आ जाओ. So three products are there, X, Y, and Z along with the byproduct B are obtained again in a crude state, which requires further processing at a cost of 5, 4, and 6. This is the further processing cost. Byproduct is, however, saleable. Selling price for the three main product is given with a margin of 25% on cost. Okay. टोटल कॉस्ट के ऊपर 25% प्रॉफिट और 125 सेलिंग प्राइस. तो सेलिंग प्राइस में मार्जिन विल बी 20%. क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू. कॉस्ट इज 100, profit is 25, selling price is 125. So on selling price 125, 25 is the profit, 20%. 20% is the margin. Net margin of 25% are fixed at and respectively all the per quantity. ठीक है. So the margins are given to you on the selling price, which is also given. Now during the period, joint cost is given to you. Okay, 90,800. But they clearly said that this joint cost is to be apportioned to X, Y, Z. Byproduct का जो selling price है, byproduct. Yeah. Byproduct, just how many units are there? 1,000 into 1. That you can reduce. Byproduct का जो revenue है, that you can reduce from the joint cost. This is the joint cost including the material cost for 90,800 and the respective outputs. Oh, this is the joint cost including the material cost. ठीक है. So byproduct is selling. How many units are there? Byproduct 1,000 into 1. 1,000 rupees is the selling price of the byproduct. Byproduct का भी margin कितना है? 20% on sales, 25% on cost. So 200. So what's the cost of the byproduct? 800. Can we remove that and can we apportion only 90,000 joint product cost? I want to repeat. Joint product you want to apportion to X, Y, and Z. But the byproduct scrap value you have to reduce. Byproduct should be credited to joint cost and only the net joint cost should be apportioned. Ma'am, why did you do? Because they have said 90,800 is the joint cost. In that byproduct ka, not the selling price, byproduct ka cost you have to reduce because this is the joint cost of all the four. So this 800 you have to remove and calculate the joint cost per unit each and the profit as a percentage. So now first, how will you apportion the joint cost? NRV method. Nothing given, we always do it. So what's the final selling price of X, Y, and Z? 13.75, 8.75, 7.0. Now in every selling price, profit is 20% on sales. So 13.75 ka 20%. 2.75 profit minus kar do. So you will get the total cost as 11. उसमें से further processing cost minus कर दो 5. So you will get the joint cost per unit 6. Like this you can work out for others also. 8.75 में 20% 1.75 minus कर दो तो कितना आएगा आपका 7, not 6, sorry 7. और further processing cost कितना है 4 and so 3. This is 7.5 into 20%, 1.5, so 6. And further processing cost 2.5. So you have 3.5. I hope you all are getting. Yes? So joint cost per unit you know. Number of units you know. 8,000, 6,000, 4,000. So you will get how to allocate the joint cost. In what ratio? Huh? This is the NRV, selling price minus the profit minus further. This is not actual. Joint cost you have to apportion in this ratio. Okay? Right. Let me share the answer with all of you. 15th one we are doing now. 15th one. I know it's taking little longer time. हो जाएगा एक 10-15 मिनट में और You know what was new in this question? Byproduct ka, not the scrap value. Byproduct ka cost you have to reduce. Okay? Right. Selling price minus margin, cost of sales minus further processing cost, joint cost, output, total cost. So allocate the joint cost in this ratio. 48 is to 18 is to 40. Okay, उसी को simplify किया हुआ. 24 is to 9 is to 7. Now, apart from this, they have asked you, this working to I showed you. 90,000. Can you allocate? Yeah. And what is the actual output you know? You will get that. See, joint cost per unit is 6. But according to the reverse. Now, total joint cost you have to apportion and get the actual joint cost per unit. Once you know this, it's very easy. Joint cost per unit, you know. Further processing cost, you know. Total cost, you know. Selling price, you know. This minus this profit, you know. Profit as a percentage of selling price, you know. Done. Clear to all of you? Right. Next is a question of service costing for tolls. Just you have to copy all the cost. You know, when toll gates are there, how many vehicles will go and for how many years you can use this cost. So they have given, this is all given in the question. I'm not reading now. It's a very simple question. Site clearance, land development, this, drainage, traffic. So total cost of the toll is given. Other administration cost is given. Now this toll you are going to use for 25 years. And each year they have 365 days given. If they give 360 days, take accordingly. Okay? So 25 into 365. So 9125 divide करना है. Total cost of the toll, you are going to get the revenue out of the toll for 25 years. So, and per year, divided by 365 days. So per day, this is the cost. 12,67,000. And add profit 15% on cost. So how much you have to recover from the vehicles per day? 1457. But 1457 you can recover from say 5 lakh cars. But if you have gone through the tolls, you know, four-wheeler they collect different. Big trailer trucks they collect different. Two-wheelers they collect different. I hope you are getting. So instead of dividing the cost with number of vehicles, can we convert the vehicle into equivalent? Yeah. How do we do that? Two-wheelers are 44,500 daily. Car, this. Weights are given in question. Isko 5%, isko 20, these are 30, you know. See, you can't say divide the total revenue you want to earn with total vehicles. No, because every vehicle is not paying same price. Do you feel in this whole RTP so many questions were there more on this? Huh? है ना? तो अब ratio 1, 4, 6 and 9. Okay, right? 1, 4, 6 and 9 is like ठीक है. They have converted it into the ratio, the percentage. Otherwise, you can directly take this as. In the question they have given. So you will get the equivalent numbers. Once you get the equivalent number, take it. Take the equivalent number, divide by cost per unit you will get. Is it okay if I skipped? You want to read the question, I think. Really sorry, huh? Straight I am going question and answer, but हम पहले सीधे आंसर में चले. कोई बात अभी कर लो. ये देखो. Following cost is incurred. This you all took. Average cost. Now, two-wheelers 5%, cars and SUVs 20%, this 30%. So they have given the vehicle ka specification. Now compute the toll charge from each vehicle. If the company wants to earn a profit, that also I took. Concession period is a period for which infrastructure is allowed to operate and recover. Once they recover, then they hand it over. ठीक है? Next is marginal costing. We'll do it in writing. पहले इसको complete कर लेते हैं. देखो आपका doubt कहाँ पे था? Total cost you all are comfortable. Answer and questions are given in one file. Had it been separate, we can show you left and right. है ना? Fees, how much is charged? That is also given. Weights are to given. Weights is the number. 1 minute. Huh? They'll give like if the car and SUVs are there, they are paying 4 times the fees. 1800 buses are there. They are paying 6 times. How we got this is 1. So 0.04 into 4, 0.20. 0.05 into 6 is 30. 0.05 into this is 9. So according to weights, you could have done it otherwise also, directly divide करके weights से. And once you get how much you are getting, cost per equivalent vehicle 19. Now this is for two-wheeler. This is 4 times more multiplied by 4. This is 6 times more. This is 9 times more. Like this you will come. Okay? Right. Marginal costing, hot favorite for question number 1 also. I want to take up this question in writing. Aja. Marginal costing is the next one. We are doing it here itself. Hope you remember the formula PV ratio, contribution by sales into 100 and all that. See. RS Limited manufactures and sells a single product. Selling price is 100, variable cost is 60, so contribution is 40. If the fixed cost for the year is given to you as 24 lakhs, okay, and annual sales are at 60% is the margin of safety. Calculate the rate of net return on the sales. So in short, you have to calculate the profit and the sales. So for this, fixed cost is given to you. That's at the break-even point. See, at break-even point, fixed cost is equal to contribution, total contribution. So they have given you that at break-even point, fixed cost by contribution per unit is nothing but total contribution. Now I'm not can't go and do all the formulas ka explanation. Dekho. So what is the break-even sales? Ma'am, why you are calculating break-even sales plus the margin of safety will give you the total sales. 60,000 units you are selling at break-even. Okay. And they have given you actual sales are at 60% of the margin of safety. Margin of safety is like 60% over and above the actual sales. Break-even sales is 60,000. Margin of safety percentage is margin of safety sales by actual sales. What is margin of safety percentage? 60%. Margin of safety, what is margin of safety? Actual sales minus the break-even sales. So actual sales I don't know. Break-even sales I know. It's 60,000. This is my working note 1. This is 2. And what is my actual sales? This. So 60% of actual sales is actual sales. %60 is nothing but 0.6. So 60,000 divided by 0.4. So your actual sales is coming 1,50,000. Calculate the net return on the sales after profit, assuming income tax. So now you know what is your actual sales. $1,50,000 to units. This is all units. I've done it in units. You have to do it in rupees. So 150 units into 100 rupees. So 150 lakhs can we take is the sales. A variable cost कितना है 60%. Profit margin है 150 lakhs का 40%. 60 lakhs. fixed cost, somewhere they had given, no, fixed cost दिया था ना 24 lakhs. So what is your profit? 36. But in that income tax they said is 40%. 36 ka 40%. 14.4 lakh is income tax. So what's the net profit after income tax? 36 minus 14.4. 21.6. Now they have asked you percentage. 21.6 divided by sales. 150 into 100. 21.6 divided by 150 into 100 is 14.4% is your answer. One working note, 2, 3. 7, 8 marks question. Now for the next year, it is proposed to add another product line. अभी तो सिर्फ X बना रहे हैं, Y भी बना रहे हैं. तो X का तो we know 100, 60, 40 contribution. Y का 150 है selling price. Variable cost है 100. Contribution is 50. The fixed cost total is given 28 lakhs. And the sales mix is 5:3. So this is like so many times asked. Fixed cost 28 lakhs. You can't divide it in this ratio because contribution into mix is there. Into 5/8. 40 into 5/8. So this is 25. This is 50 is the contribution into 3/8. 18.75. You're getting? Contribution mix is the limiting factor. So multiply the contribution with the mix. So you are getting this as the contribution, total contribution of both the product. 43.75. And now your break-even point is fixed cost by contribution. So fixed cost, new one is given 28 lakhs divided by 43.7. 64,000. 64,000 units is your total break-even. Compute the break-even for both. So can you then divide? I hope you will check the answer and get it. मैंने पहले यहाँ solve किया फिर यहाँ किया. Now you got 64,000. So can you take into 5/8? So this is same problem. This part we have done in the practice batch. 6th question. I remember. मैम ये joint product का है या marginal costing का है तो same है. Okay, right. Second last one now, budget and budgetary control. Raja Limited manufactures and has estimated 20% each product requires itna raw material, processing time, factory overhead, variable and selling overhead. Okay. Purchase price of raw material is given, labor is given, opening stock. Oh. So quantity details are all given to you. Calculate the number of units proposed to be sold and the selling price. Then the production budget. And for producing that, एक unit को इतना raw material. I'll just share the answer. It's very easy. If you have any doubt, marginal costing, I have done it whole solved. क्योंकि step by step, labor, these are the topics which are very, very important. Reconciliation भी हमने की है पूरा. Joint product, by product, you can check. Now, see, this is what is contribution वाला problem. अभी जो मैंने solve किया. In the ratio. And then you got this. This all also you can write इसके नीचे and you will get the 2 answer correctly. आ जाओ. Okay. Now, if you check the question, the first thing they have given you is sales. Sales is 302 lakhs and the profit is 20% on sales. So you know the cost. In the cost, selling and distribution overhead is given to you. Fixed cost. So you know the variable cost. Now let us calculate. To make every unit you require per unit cost हम calculate कर रहे हैं so that we can compare. One second, screen is getting stuck. Clear or not? आ जाओ. Now what you will do? Each unit of the product requires 6 kg of the material A, 3 kg of the material B at a price purchase. This all data is given to you. Labor processing time is required 4 hours in the machine shop, 2 hours in the assembly. और मशीन और इसका पर रेट भी दिया है. फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड आर एब्सॉर्ब्ड एट 20% ऑफ द लेबर. तो लेबर का टोटल करो 20%. Variable selling overhead are 60. So you got the variable cost per unit. And you know the variable cost total. This will give you how many units are sold. And from here to it is very easy. Total sales and number of units, selling price aa jayega. Now, we know all the stock details. These many units are sold. And they have clearly given to you that finished goods in stock you need 3,000. Opening is 2,000. So this is the production. Now, 8,500 units if you want to manufacture. Final. Material A is required 6 per kg. 51,000. 3 per kg this. And for material A and B, closing stock is given. Opening is given. So this is what you have to purchase. Very important is to get the number of units sold. From number of units sold and stock adjustment, you will get number of units produced. From number of units produced and raw material requirement, you will get total raw material required. Now in raw material required, if you add the closing and opening, you will get the raw material purchase. Easy, right? Simple hai question ekdam. But nice questions. Did you really like or not? I'm appreciating the way they have made the RTP really good. Discuss the NRV method of the apportionment. Yeah? What do? You deduct the further processing cost, other selling cost, and you get the NRV. Differentiate between service costing and the product costing. See, service costing, number of units sold are not there. Yeah? Composite units, passenger kilometer, ton kilometer, all that is there. Product costing, manufacturing, all details are available. Controllable and uncontrollable variances. Controllable variances are those which can be controlled by the department, whereas uncontrollable are beyond control. Responsibility centers are answerable for all the adverse variances which are controllable. Yeah. See, sometimes the variants are uncontrollable. Suddenly the price shoot up. I cannot do anything. But controllable variances, the responsibility center is responsible to answer why some variances are adverse, and they are to be appreciated for the variances which are good, favorable, they have saved, right? Discuss standard and discretionary cost. From your very first chapter, any one of the unit will definitely come. What is discretionary cost, implicit cost, conversion cost, shutdown cost. So here they have asked you what is the standard cost. Standard cost अभी जो हमने budgeting में निकाला कि per unit requires this much material, this, तो इतना तो होना ही है, right? Discretionary cost centers. Okay, you want to read standard cost centers where they estimate the standard cost per unit and they compare with actual and know the difference. Discretionary cost center whose output cannot be measured in the financial terms. Input output ratio cannot be defined. The cost of the input compared with allocated budget. Okay. So discretionary cost is other than your routine cost, which you cannot estimate, like R&D, advertisement. Okay. The way it is incurred, it is put in according to the turnover and all. R&D expense, advertisement output cannot be measured. Okay. Chalo. Let us go in the beginning. The very first question is there for the material chapter, but they have framed it in the form of MCQ and asked question. So if you remember material chapter, if GST is not allowed, added to the demurrage and port charges are never taken. Same question is there in the study material. 5,000 units you purchased at 2,50,000. Trade discount सबसे पहले deduct करो. It's not a part. GST you are adding it because you are not availing input tax credit. So you are getting this. Then toll, freight, commission. Deposit you have paid 30 for the containers, but you got back 20. So 10,000 is your expenditure. So total cost. Now other expenses are 2% of the total cost after this expense. So can we say total cost is 100, other expenses are 2, and this is 98. So 98 is this, so 2 is kitna? You got this. Ma'am, we have solved this same question in the practice batch. That's why I'm saying trust me, the quality of questions what we have solved in practice batch अगर किया है अच्छे से कर पाओगे. And practice batch is hardly 30 classes of 2 hours each, and you have time till December for CMA and January for CA. तो बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं हम. आ जाओ. हाँ, 1,000 units are lost, so 4,000 unit, this is it, divide और खत्म करो. Now they have said GST, will it be a part of the material cost? Yes, because you are not availing the input. और बाकी फिर third bit, fourth bit, they have asked you what is the question. Trade discount and cash discount and all. You have to pay to party 265. Huh? So if they'll say cash discount is 2%, it will come on 265. No one will, this you are not paying to the purchaser. You are purchasing 250 minus trade discount as GST. This is your bill amount, which you have to pay to your creditor. And then this goes on. Okay? Right. So once you know this answer, you'll be able to answer this. Standard costing, you have to work out. Standard hours, actual hours, apply the formula, get the missing figure, you will be able to do it. ठीक है, थर्ड से तो हमने पूरा किया. Under over absorption. I know as a teacher, I'm being very honest, कि somewhere I have checked it, somewhere I have done it, reconciliation, marginal, labor, because those are the questions which are repeated. बजट भी रिपीट होता है बट बहुत बड़ा है, तो हमने आपको कैलकुलेट करके बताया that once you get number of units sold, adjust stock, number of units produced, to produce this much raw material is required, then raw material का भी opening. This is the link how you do the budget. Okay, right. So that's all for this beautiful practice batch. Second question, standard costing, work it with the variances, whatever way you have studied. Yeah, apply the formula standard quantity into standard price, actual quantity, and variance is given, so SQ will be the answer. Like that you will get. Okay, and standard costing one shot revision video I am taking in upcoming class. So if you attend that also, you will get a grip on this question. Don't miss attending one shot revision video live from tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and share this with more of your friends. Comment below if my efforts of last 2 hours, हाँ ये बीच में break हुआ था, but last 2 hours are fruitful or not. Thank you. See you all for more lives on one shot revision video, MTPs, top 30 questions, all we will be doing. All the best to all of you. Bye-bye. Please check once the practice batch video. In the practice batch में 2-3 unlocked videos भी है ऐप में, आप देखो. You will feel as if I'm taking live class because all my experience of the 2 decades I've added there and it's complete. Okay, right. Bye bye all.